So these children, as I said last week, this wasn't on the items, one of the items today, but they worked on it, and well done, well done. One more round of applause, please. And I really appreciate the progress the Bal Gopal children are making, because some of them are showing our initiative now, self-motivation, and they're coming with their own ideas how they need to, deliver something in service to our Lordship. So well done, fantastic. So we will now progress with the evening program. We got some terrific Kirtaniyas here, and maybe some of the Guru can also share some Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But while I'm here, I will share that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he appeared, and there are various reasons for his appearance. There are various reasons for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. And we call them the external and internal reasons. Yeah? External, internal reasons. The external is the main one most of us in this world can relate to. But the ones which are his own personal reasons why he came. He has three eternal reasons. Bahiranga and Antaranga reasons to be called. But let's focus on the Bahiranga reason. Bahiranga reason. It means the need of others. His reason, the external reason, is for the need of others, which is all of us in this world, suffering in this world. He came for that reason. And what was his mood for coming and doing that? What was that? It was to give the most precious thing freely. Just freely give it away. So his mood is called Audarya. His mood of that appearance is called Audarya, munificence, just freely giving away. What was it giving away? It's called Krishna Prem, love for Krishna. That is not easily achieved. Do not kid yourselves that you easily achieve Krishna consciousness. Easily go back to Gaura Vrindavan. No, it is not easy. It is just not. On your own, it is just, it is very rare event. When it's handed down, it's a lot easier. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for that reason. That let me teach the people, what was it? The Yuga Dharma. So every Yuga, there are 4 Yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. So we are in Kali Yuga, the worst. best was Satyug, then Treta Yuga, then Dwapar Yuga, and now we're in Kali Yuga. Each of the ages, they had a particular type of devotional practice which was recommended for that age. All of them can be applied in all ages, but one is particularly strong in that age and easy in that age. So Satyug was meditation, dhyana. And they would do for hundreds, thousands of years, some people, some of these great rishis. Never mind the rishis, even some of the rakshasas even were doing long meditation for all the wrong reasons. Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, they did tapasya and got some boons from Lord Brahma. So that's, as devotees, we understand that is a misuse of power. Next, Treta Yuga. Yagyas. Yagyas on a huge scale. We cannot imagine yagyas of that scale here. Go on for many, many days, weeks, months perhaps. Right? Mountains of grains, lakes of ghee. We can't do that in this age. We can't sit down and meditate like they did in Satyayuga. Dwapar Yuga was for elaborate deity worship in temples. Elaborate. We cannot do that in this day and age. This day and age, we are so unfortunate in many, many ways, and that's described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Many, many ways we are unfortunate. Our lives are very short. Our memories are very, very, very bad. We are always misguided. This is all from the Bhagavatam. So that there is a recommended process of Kali Yuga is Harinam Sankirtan. Chanting, taking the Lord's holy names. And so that's the Yuga Dharma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us the Yuga Dharma. But more than that, through the Yuga Dharma, you have the capacity to attain the love of God and Krishna Prem. That's a special thing. Not just to teach us Yuga Dharma, but through the Yuga Dharma, we have the potential to achieve Krishna Prem, love of Krishna. Very rare commodity. We are all chasing wealth in our lives, aren't we? We are working like, there are so many new faces. I want to share something I heard from one sadhu. He said, because I'm used to, people describing current society as society of cats and dogs, the way we are living out there. But another person said to me, because now things have changed for the worse. But before, people used to work for 5 days, Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday they had off. That was a no. Nowadays, work pattern is anything can happen at any time. You could be working night shifts, day shifts, or alternative shifts, These are crazy times we're living through. So, we do that to acquire wealth, to acquire money. That's what we're doing. So, but in the olden days, in earlier days when the norm was Monday to Friday, you work, and then Saturday, Sunday is off, then it was described as you work like donkeys for 5 days, you enjoy like monkeys for 2 days. Right? That's how it was described. So honestly, this age we're living in and the pressures we are facing living out there, just trying to earn a livelihood, it's becoming more and more crazy. So it's a society of cats and more society of cats and dogs, society of monkeys and donkeys. Right? And we are trying to grab some sanity with all that going around us. And that we can do through this Krishna conscious centers like this one. So thanks to Srila Prabhupada for that. So in this crazy age, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us the opportunity to go back to God. And that's the special thing he is giving us. And you please take this mission seriously, take our message seriously, and take up the practice if you can, okay? Take up some of the practices we recommend. So Hare Krishna, that's a simple message there. I will hand over to the Kirtan party now and they can take over Hare Krishna. By the way, please, as every festival, I hope you're enjoying this festival very much. Beautiful decoration, new outfits on the lordships. Pranava is in charge of this department, and you know, there's always a struggle to come with some fresh ideas, and he always does, and this is beautiful. Well done, Pranava. Thank you very much. So this is different items for this festival. We were appealing for sponsors. There's a donation table there. We have happily received some of the sponsors, very happy. But please go in that donation table next to Srila Prabhupada. Please don't leave without giving something for the festival. Please do so. It helps us a lot to put on these beautiful festivals. So Hare Krishna. And one more final announcement in the back. Shop. Gonilai Gifts. Yes, thank you. Gonilai Gifts, our shop, temple shop. Anuragi spent many hours last night and others helping us setting out a table there with lots of new wares she's got. So please do check it out and spend some money. Haribo. Haribo.
Satyanarayana Prabhu. Niragi.
I think it's a good turnout. If you just try and squeeze a little forward, please, then people back don't struggle.
I know I'm trying to do a million things. Who's singing?
instrument, please. It's not a miracle the Lord is here. It's a miracle instrument.
In this yuga as well.
Shravan Kumar.
I only once in 1,000 yugas.
And a bathroom break.
Just an announcement, if anybody has to leave before the program finishes, please go and stand by the door, kitchen and ask for prasadam. Don't go without it. Not go in the kitchen and help yourself, okay? Thank you.
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare
जय सचिनंदन हृदय चांद की जय। गौरांग तुम्ही मोरे दयाना छारी আপন করিয়া রাঙ্গা চরণে রাখি গৌরাঙ্গ তুমি মোরে দয়া না ছাড়ি আপন করিয়া রাঙ্গা চরণে রাখি আপন করিয়া রাঙ্গা চরণে রাখি শীতল চরণ
Took us all to yoga beat. Give it a round of applause. So I think it would very good. So I think it would go amiss if we didn't speak a little bit about Lord Stanley Mahaprabhu's pastimes. So the devotees want to hear about the pastimes of the Lord? Yeah. You sound like you're all tired and hungry, to be fair. If I said, does anybody want prasadam? Yeah. And luckily for you, it's a Kadashi prasad. I heard someone go, oh. We know how you feel, but there's a reason for that. So the Lord is very kind that on his appearance day, he lets us do austerity. Everyone's like, hold on, what's going on? Because every other day, we do sense gratification to the maximum. Yeah? Is that what we try and do? Enjoy to the maximum. So on one day the Lord said, try not to enjoy, and instead try to make me happy. Okay? So this is an important thing. So why did Lord Stanley Mahaprabhu actually appear? Does anybody know? I want to ask the audience so you don't fall asleep. Anyone, why did Lord Stanley Mahaprabhu appear?
I think too much pap, I think Kali Yuga, that's why you came.
Yeah, so there's too much pap in Kali Yuga, so you came, yes, correct.
To feel Radharani's love.
One of the internal reasons was to experience Radharani's love. So there's a story behind that. So Lord Krishna was once sitting with Radharani, and Lord Krishna was seeing that Radharani is enjoying the relationship more than he is. So when she's sitting next to him, she is adoring him, and she's even missing him while he's sitting there. And Krishna is feeling some of those things, but not completely. So he said, Radharani, I don't understand why you love me so much. And Radharani said, well, sugar can't taste its own sweetness. You're rasaraj, you're full of sweetness. So Krishna said, well, let me also experience this love. And Radharani said, you can't handle it. Because when you leave, the separation is so bad, we feel like dying. And in fact, the gopis were saying that why aren't we like Dashrath? When Lord Ram left, Dashrath immediately passed away. They said, see, we're not even as fortunate as Dashrath. Because we would quit our bodies, but Krishna said, I'll come back. So it's not that they're just waiting for Krishna to come back. They think if Krishna comes back and we've passed away, he'll feel hurt. So again, it's his happiness. So this is what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He came, Krishna and Radharani came together to actually experience, so Krishna can experience Radharani's love. Very nice. What other reason is there Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came? Is that it? Is anybody else? Even devotees? Yes, to distribute the holy name of the Lord. So Kalir Doshan Nide Rajan Astihi Eko Mahatkuna Kirtanat Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Parambraje. The Kali Yuga is full of bad qualities. Does everybody agree?
Yeah.
Is everyone seeing bad qualities around the world nowadays? Brexit, yes. Trump, yes. Terrorism, all of these things. You never turn on the news and say, hey, we've got some good news for you. When is the last time that happened? It doesn't happen. So you can see the world around you is getting worse. So that Kali Yuga has got unlimited bad qualities. But there's one good quality. That simply by chanting the holy names of the Lord, Mukta Sangha Param Braje, you can get the topmost destination. Just chanting the holy name, we think, oh, why isn't these guys always just chanting? Why aren't they reading Ved mantras, doing long arti pujas? We do that as well. But the main thing that we do is actually chant the holy names of the Lord. Because, like Vidar Prabhu said, in Satyug they used to do meditation. So if I was to tell everyone here, sit very nicely, cross your legs, breathe in. With one breath, half the auntie I will be asleep. Somebody will be snoring. Meditation will become very, very impractical. Next, doing big yajna ceremonies. We had a yajna the other day, a nice grain giving ceremony for Gaura. But so elaborate. Rupa Goswami sent an entire 5 pages worth of things they had to buy for the yajna. And they used to do these yajnas daily. Can you imagine doing it every day? You'd want to jump in the fire by the end of a year, because this is so difficult to do. So in this day and age, you can't do it. An elaborate deity worship. Don't the deities look beautiful today? The round of applause for all the decorations. So you think this worship is gorgeous? It is actually supposed to be even more gorgeous. It's supposed to be gold ornaments, a beautiful, nice altar, and incidentally, we are actually bringing a brand new altar for the Lordships this year. Yeah. So we're moving the altar over here, brand new altar from Vrindavan, and we're going to change the entire layout of the temple room. So, deity worship itself, ask the pujaris, how difficult is it to do deity worship every day? Get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every single day, at 3 o'clock in the morning every single day, come in the cold to the temple, do arti worship. People would do for a few days and start going back to bed. So these are different processes recommended throughout the age. Do they seem like they're difficult? Yes. How difficult is Mahamantra? Say after me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Rama Ram. Hare Hare. There you go, you've done it. How difficult was that? Difficult? Maybe if you're Gurangi, you can't talk yet. For everybody else, pretty easy. So in Kali Yuga, even though the most easiest process is there, how many of us are doing regular chanting? See, only the initiated devotees will be doing, others may be doing 1 or 2. So the process given is so straightforward. This is why on the Lord's festival day, the Lord said fast a little. So that you stop focusing on enjoying the body and focus, let me do some chakmana, let me do some service for the Lord. So on these festival days, please do try and come for Abhishek in the morning. We have Abhishek of the deity, it was very nice this morning. And try and come and give some seva. Because you know when it's somebody's birthday, they're in a good mood, usually, yeah? Depending on how old they are. If it's getting on in the years a little bit, you've got to watch it, you touch and go a little bit. Usually when they're young, the Lordships or anyone is in a very good mood. And in fact, they're going to be 20, is it 25 this year? 25 this year. So don't they look handsome? Come on, how beautiful. So they're in a wonderful mood, they're smiling. So you do something for the Lord on his birthday, he's going to think, I like that person. Yeah? Just do something, even just wash a dish, serve, clean up afterwards, do something is always noticed by the Lord because he's sitting in your heart. So why did Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear? So, one of the reasons was when Krishna said to Arjuna on the battlefield, Krishna said right at the end after every instruction, Sarva Dharman Pariteja Mamekam Sharanam Braja Aham Tavam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishami Masacha. Everyone knows this. Give up all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all fears. So Krishna made this very nice statement. Battle of Kurukshetra happened. Very shortly afterwards, Krishna leaves the planet. Everyone's thinking, oh, how do I follow that? For the next 70,000 years, people think, Krishna says Sarva Dharma. What does that mean? So Lord Krishna came to show, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show you who is Krishna. Here's how you do it. I've said Sarva Dharma Pariteja, now I'm going to show you how to do it. So we must follow the example of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the reason for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is manifold. I mean, you've covered a few of them now. But in Kali Yuga, like Mataji said, there was 500 years ago, there was a Vedacharya. Now he's an incarnation of Sadashiva and Mahavishnu. And they combined together to form Avatar. And he was in Navadvip and he was seeing that no one was really worshipping Krishna. And this isn't like England 500 years ago, where they're in the dark ages, or like somewhere else. This is Bharat, where the culture is so strong. For many, many years, they're living incredibly cultured existence. And even then, Advaitacharya saw everyone simply engaged in demigod worship. And that's not a bad thing, but all they're wanting is material happiness. They're not asking for bhakti to the Lord. They simply just want to enjoy. So he's seeing no one's even chanting the names of the Lord. And Advaitacharya got very, very upset. And he made a decision, I'm going to try and bring the Lord down. So he sat on the bank of Gangaji, took a shaligramji like our Madhusudan there, and started putting Ganga Jal on the shaligram and calling for the Lord to come. And he had a dream one day where he said the Lord will be born to Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra. These are two wonderful devotees living in Navadvip. And in fact, they're the reincarnation of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata. So they were born again in Navadvip. So Advaitacharya knew they're going to give birth to the Lord. So Advaitacharya was very, very happy. So one day he used to go every day to come to bathe at Gangaji. And one day he saw, oh my God, Sachi Mata is showing signs of pregnancy. So he thought, oh, wonderful, my Lord must be in there. You have to realize something, that when a senior person, if they bow to a junior person, it's a great offense to that senior person. So imagine if a guru came here and started bowing down to, I don't know, one of you. How would you feel? Oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you bowing to me? I'm worthless, I'm nothing, I should be bowing down to you. So hierarchy has a big effect. So when the Advaitacharya was bowing to the fetuses in Sachi Mata, they weren't the Lord yet. So they think, oh no, we can't stand Advaitacharya bowing to us. So immediately she had a miscarriage. And she became so upset and went home, oh, I've had miscarriage. It happens like this. So Jagannath Mishra said, no problem, maybe next time. So I think, how many times was it? It was 6 times this happened. Was it 8? 7 was, yeah, so 6 times it happened. So every time she would come to the ghat, Advaitacharya would see her, pay obeisances that she'd have a miscarriage. And then after the 6th time, she said to Jagannath Mishra, there's an old man that is at the ghat. Every time I go, he bows down and I have a miscarriage. Because could you please tell him not to do it this time? So Jagannath Mishra said, please, could you not pay obeisances to my Draupadi? She keeps having miscarriages. So on the 7th pregnancy, he didn't do it. And who was born? Vishvarup. That's the Lord's elder brother, who's actually Nityananda Prabhu, an incarnation of Nityananda. So then on the 8th pregnancy, this was actually the Lord. And it said that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, it was actually an eclipse that day. Even though it's Purnima, it was an eclipse. And on that day, on eclipse, what does everyone do in Bharat? Bathe? Yes, where do they go to bathe? Gangaji. So on the evening Lord Sri Mahaprabhu was being born, everyone was in Gangaji saying Govinda, Narayan, and everything. So the Lord is born into an atmosphere, and immediately as soon as he's born, everyone's chanting the holy name of the Lord. Come on, Lord Sri Mahaprabhu ki! So you can see right from his birth, the Lord instigated this chanting of the holy name. So Lord Sri Mahaprabhu was born at this time, and it said that the Lord as a baby would always cry. Always cry. And you think, oh, that's not uncommon. But the only time they actually managed to calm the Lord down was when someone started chanting the Maha Mantra, or saying the names of the Lord. And it's amazing, the baby would immediately calm down and start listening. And if someone would sing, he would actually start dancing. Little arm waving his arms around and stuff. And it's funny, we've actually seen this. There was we went preaching once, what's happening in Rugby, and there's a family there, and they said, this peculiar thing happens. Our baby always cries. When we start saying Maha Mantra, it stops crying. And I goes, yeah, I've heard that before. So in the case of Lord Sri Mahaprabhu, that's the only thing that could console him. And it said that Lord Sri Mahaprabhu was very magnanimous even as a baby. Even as a child, he was a toddler, he used to like eating sandesh. Now sandesh is like some banana preparation, like a very sweet preparation. And he would actually walk up outside the house and stop strangers and tell them, can you buy me sandesh? So they would see such a beautiful boy. So you turn around and see baby Krishna there, everyone turns around and takes darshan. So imagine baby Krishna completely golden. So beautiful. And he said that Sachi Mata Jagannath Mishra, his hands used to be bright red. So they would think he got cut. Because his hands are so red, they would think, oh God, he's been cut. But no, it's because Lord Krishna's hands are red. The bottoms of his hands and the soles of his feet are red. And he used to be so handsome, he would go up and just ask strangers, can you buy me sandesh? He would take that sandesh and start distributing it inside to everyone. He wouldn't eat it inside, he'd distribute to everyone first, and then he would eat it. So the Lord was so magnanimous even from his childhood. And he said that once Sri Mahaprabhu was in the courtyard and Sachi Mata was holding him, and he's looking at the moon, and he goes, give me, give me, give me. And the mother said, how can I give you the moon? And the he's like, please, please, give me moon, give me moon. And he's just crying, crying, crying. And Sachi Mata had to console him and say, okay, tomorrow I'll bring you the moon. He was okay, good. So Lord Sri Mahaprabhu in this way did so many nice pastimes as a young boy. And because we covered some of them before, I'll fast forward a little bit. So this is when Lord Sri Mahaprabhu was about 6 to 7 years old. Now he would be going out every day to go to school. And so he would take his nice satchel with him, with his pens, and those days they had to have ink, they didn't have biros or anything like that we have. So you'd have ink, and when they would write, ink blots would go everywhere. Yeah, because obviously when you're dipping the pen in and stuff. So he'd go to school every day, and on the way home he would play with his friends. Now Lord Sri Mahaprabhu was naughty just like Lord Krishna. So he would go to the people bathing at the ghat, and as they're bathing and doing dupki in, Lord Sri Mahaprabhu used to go behind them and dunk their head in. And then he would, as the Brahmins were trying to guide the Ganga, you keep splashing them with water. And then he would go and like swap their clothes with somebody else that's bathing. And he would do this all the time, and then as soon as they would try to get him, he'd quickly jump into Gangaji and swim away. Like super fast. And one day, someone came and actually complained to Jagannath Mishra, your son is doing this. Jagannath Mishra said, what? He's the son of a Brahmin, he's doing this? So immediately he said, let me go and get him. So Lord Sri Mahaprabhu had just finished bathing, just finished like cheering and disturbing someone. And one of his friends told him, your father's coming right now. And he goes, oh no, I better run. So he ran away, he goes, tell my father I haven't been here. And when he came there and he asked the friend, where's Nimai? He goes, oh no, I haven't seen him today. I think he must be studying at school. He goes, I think he must be on his way home now. Jagannath Mishra immediately stormed home. And if you've been to Navadvip, Gangaji and like Yoga Peeth is very, very close. It's like 5 minutes. So Lord Sri Mahaprabhu was running home to try and like get there the same time as his father. As he walked, his father reaches home before him and he walks in bone dry. All his clothes are dry. He's even got dust on it from the road. And the ink blots that you have when you write in there. His father goes, Nimai, I heard you've been teasing people at Gangaji. He goes, no, I've been at school. He said, look, can't you see all the marks on my clothes? And during our missions very intelligent, he saw it like, okay, well, he looks like he's been all right. He says, come in, give me a hug. So he came, sat down in my on his lap and gave him a hug. And these little pastimes, those of you who've seen and been around little children can appreciate. These are very, very cute pastimes of the Lord. And Lord Mahaprabhu very quickly became very, very learned. In this age, it said he wanted to taste the nectar of being a scholar. So he became very, very quickly, at the age of 11, he became the best Pandit in the whole of Navadvip. He even opened his own school. So at 11 years old, can you imagine, like Sudarshan, where's Sudarshan? He's in the shop.
Is in the shop.
He's going to be an accountant. So Sudarshan is about 12 years old now, so 1 year younger than Sudarshan. Can you imagine if someone said he's the best scientist in the whole country? You wouldn't believe it, Lord Mahaprabhu was. Because in those days, it was such a culture where there were schools everywhere. Has anyone seen a martial arts movie? Yeah? In martial arts movies, you literally see in China or Japan, wherever it is, there's literally every other block's got a martial arts school. And always all the masters going from one to the next challenging them, I'll challenge your master. And if they beat the master, all those students come and join the other school. So it's very, very similar in Navadvip. You'd have different pundits, and they'd be debating against each other. Whichever one would win, the students would just go and join that school, because they want to learn from the best teacher. So Nimai was so intelligent, he had the biggest school. So when he would sit at Gangaji, there would be thousands of his disciples around. And these are all children of his age and even older. And it's actually said that those boys were actually the Gopas from Vrindavan, reborn again to take part in Lord Mahaprabhu's pastime. So this is very wonderful. One day, there's a Pandit came who'd been touring around the whole of Bharat. His name was Keshav Kashmiri. Very, very famous. He's called Digvijay, meaning that he defeated everyone. And he used to get them to sign a document afterwards. So just to prove it, you get them to sign, I've been defeated by Keshav Kashmiri, sign at the bottom. And he used to have such a big following, like there was no Instagram or Facebook or anything then, so everyone knew he'd pull out all of these manuscripts, yeah, I'll be your look at the signature. He used to have a huge retinue of so many elephants and so many band bajja people playing all their little instruments, and he used to have basically a huge parade going with him wherever he would go. So people of Navadvip heard he's coming to our town. So guess what all of the teachers did? They thought, well, if we hang around, we're going to lose all our students. They're just going to follow him. So what did they do? They took a vacation. Literally, all of them just left Navadvip and went on vacation, conveniently. And because they knew Nimai was the topmost, they thought, look, if we leave, if we stay and we get beaten, everyone will think Navadvip is not a very good center of learning. But if we leave and he gets beaten by Nimai, who's better than all of us, we can say, well, one of our children beat him. Of course we can beat him. So they're thinking, we got a win-win situation here. So they all left. So Keshav Kashmiri comes into Navadvip and is starting to become like dusk. So the sun's going down. Keshav Kashmiri with his big elephants and band bajja, everything comes into Navadvip. And he goes, where are all your pundits? And everyone's like, well, they're all kind of gone on holiday. He says, well, there is one pundit still here. Nimai, he's on the bank of Gangaji. He's got a school there. He says, okay, fine. So he goes there with his big retinue, and because the road is a little bit treacherous there, he leaves his retinue behind. And he starts walking towards Gangaji. And the sight he sees is amazing. Lord Mahaprabhu is sitting on a beautiful asana. The moon is out, full moon, and Gangaji is flowing. And Lord Mahaprabhu is so effulgent, it's like he's glowing. He's sitting on the asana and he's surrounded by thousands of eager disciples. And as he's coming in, Keshav Kashmiri looks and thinks, wow, this boy, even though he's young, he looks like he's got so much command. And because he's so handsome, just like 1,000 Kamadevs. He goes, wow, if this person's also a Pandit and intelligent, I've never met anyone like this. So as Keshav Kashmiri comes, all of the students recognize him and they go, oh, Keshav Kashmiri, Keshav Kashmiri. So they all park. Keshav Kashmiri comes and sits. And he might say, come please sit. You're the special guest for today. Keshav Kashmiri sits down. And Keshav Kashmiri said, what should we discuss today? He goes, logic, Shastra, Vedas. And Lord Mahaprabhu looks at Gangaji and said, you know, today Gangaji is looking so beautiful. How about you compose some poetry about Gangaji? So Keshav Kashmiri, there was a secret that no one knew. He had actually done tapasya for so many years to please Saraswati Mata. And if you want to do one of your studies, pray to Saraswati Mata. She's the goddess of learning. In fact, even when we do Mangalacharan to read Srimad Bhagavatam, we say Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narotamam Deving Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Madire. We actually pay obeisance to Saraswati Mata, Deving Saraswatim Vyasam and Veda Vyasam. Bless you. So he'd actually done tapasya to please Saraswati Mata, and Saraswati Mata appeared before him and said, whenever you speak, I will sit on your tongue. You know when you hear someone amazing sing, but then you think, man, Saraswati Mata must be sitting on their tongue. But this is actually Saraswati Mata was sitting on his tongue. So when he went to speak, he did his pranam mantra for Saraswati Mata and started to speak. And it said he composed on the spot 100 new verses praising Gangaji. It took like an hour for him to finish all of them. And the students' mouths were just open. Like, wow, we've never seen someone with this sort of potency. And after reciting all those beautiful 100 shlokas, he went quiet. And all the students were like, oh, that's amazing. And Nimai says, wow, this is wonderful, wonderful. He goes, I've got a question though. He goes, in one of these shlokas, you said this little bit. Can you expand on this? And Keshav Kashmiri thought, hold on a second. First of all, the language that I've used is so complicated Sanskrit, people can't even understand it to start with, let alone pick out in this 55th verse, you've picked out this thing that's wrong. And his mind is reeling and he's thinking, well, I can't really expand on it anymore because I've already given all the shlokas. And Lord Mahaprabhu said, you can't expand on it? That's okay. Lord Mahaprabhu himself did 18 different explanations of that verse. Himself. And then Keshav Kashmiri was shocked, thinking, how is this person who's expanding on something I can't even expand on? And then he said, okay, let's leave the positives. In these 4 shlokas, you've made this error, this error, this error, this error. Can you clarify them, please? And he's literally, the world is reeling, his whole world is spinning, and he's thinking, my God, how is this person able to do this? Because Saraswati Mata herself is giving it, yet he's found errors in them. And Keshav Kashmiri just goes silent, not able to speak. And Lord Mahaprabhu said, and the disciples, the thousands of them start to laugh. How embarrassing must that be? Thankfully for Keshav Kashmiri, none of his associates were around. And there's a very good reason for this. So, Lord Mahaprabhu immediately hushed all the students. He told them, don't insult a great personality. He said to Keshav Kashmiri, don't worry, study your books, tomorrow we'll talk again. So Keshav Kashmiri just wanders off. And he's wandering on the banks of Gangaji thinking, my God, what just happened? And he lies down on the bank of Gangaji thinking, I'm going to kill myself now. He was like, lost to this small boy, I'm going to kill myself. So he lies down to go to sleep thinking, tomorrow I'm going to commit suicide. In his sleep, in his dreams, Saraswati Mata appears to him. And he actually pays obeisances. He says, Saraswati Mata, what happened? You gave me this blessing. I will not be defeated by anyone in the world. How is it this boy managed to defeat me? And Saraswati Mata said, you fool, I gave you this ability only for this reason, to meet this person. Because you can defeat everybody else, but how are you supposed to defeat my Lord? And he said, but Saraswati Mata, when I did the mantra, you appeared on my tongue. Why didn't you say anything? And she said, do you realize that's my husband? I felt shy in front of him. How can I say anything in front of him? So as soon as I recognized him, I just went quiet. So I couldn't say anything. Because actually, he is the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. And I gave you this mantra, not for all of this fame that you were trying to get, but simply to achieve him. This is a distinction. Whenever we start doing some bhajan, whenever we start doing some sadhana, the first thing that comes is fame. You might think, well, hold on, how is that? Whenever you start doing a bit more service, what happens? Someone comes to say, Prabhu, you did really good service today. And what do you think? You know what? I did do really good service today. I did great. Let's hope I can do it tomorrow. So fame immediately starts to come, and the more prasidh you get, the more fame comes. And he said, you can either pick fame or bhakti. These are the two different sides. Keshav Kashmiri went totally towards the fame side. So Sati Mata said, this is the person I wanted you to meet. So the next day, he immediately got up and went to Lord Sri and fell at his feet. And he said, you are the Lord, I've actually understood this. And he said that after that, Keshav Kashmiri was never heard from again. He actually lived a very secluded life, focusing on his bhajan. And the reason is, the Lord corrected the sin without killing the sinner. So there's a similar story to this, and I'll finish off on that. Lord Ramachandra, when he was fighting in the war against Ravan, one day at the end of the battle, Ravan came to him and said, I've got something to discuss with you. Lord Ram said, yeah, sure, discuss. Because one member of your party keeps coming into Lanka at night and destroying different buildings. The battle's finished for the day and he's coming in and causing havoc. He goes, sort him out or I'll go and kill him. But I'll have to kill him outside of the battle, so it'll be murder, and I don't want to do that. That's Ravan saying it. So Lord Ram went to it was a gorilla called Dvivida. And this gorilla actually in Dwapar, Balaram ended up killing him. So he said to Dvivida, he goes, your services are no longer required. You can please leave. So Dvivida thought, yeah, okay, fine. I'll leave. And he just left the battlefield. Here's the difference. Ravan also had someone that he wanted to get rid of. Vibhishan. Vibhishan was giving him advice. Give Sita Mata back. Give Sita Mata back. Ravan treated Vibhishan in such a horrible way. Vibhishan was praying to him, please, please, give Sita Mata back. He kicked him down the stairs in front of everyone. In front of the whole Sabha, he basically humiliated him. And he said, get out of here. You're a disgrace to the dynasty. What ended up happening? Vibhishan ended up going to join Lord Ram. And he said, because of Vibhishan's knowledge, Ram was able to win the battle. Because there were so many secrets in Lanka to do with Indrajit and all that they wouldn't have possibly known. So you can see the difference between the Lord and the materialist. So we should be very careful in our dealings like that. So anyway, we'll finish the katha for today. Gauranga! So, will you cut the cake? Or don't do one more keep button?
I think we should do Krishna Chaitanya. Right? And then take a big run volley.
Okay. Sure, we can do that. Okay, no. So we'll just do a quick. Yeah, and I'll do that. Lost when you find the page. Okay. So the project that we're doing is Shri Krishna Chaitanya Daya Karo.
Hare
Wow, that was fantastic. You know, part of our plan for the 25th anniversary year is that we would like to release a new CD, and that was something I would like to see on it. You know, that was amazing. That how the two of you gave the harmonies. It was fantastic, really fantastic. Can we start moving some of the instruments out of the way, please? We want to do the cake cutting and then the full holy, please. I think we've got as many harmonies as Vegas did. Yeah. So, and this harmony, please. This harmony. Is there a new one? And the same, you can move that. So Hare Krishna, we got a couple of cakes here in honor of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I would like to invite
Purnima, please. So you no, you must. Oh yes, yes, you must.
You do it for everybody.
No. I got two. No. We have two cakes here. Come on. We can only do one. It's on behalf of Lordship. Don't be shy. It's pour it for your. I want to thank. I forgot to mention the kitchen team who worked they work hard every time, and their service starts a few days before. In fact, the festival preparation starts 2-3 weeks before. All these members work hard, and then now we got a fantastic cleaning and maintenance team under the leadership of Purnima and also of Pragnesh there. So they all behind the scenes are working very hard. Nice round of applause, appreciation for Purnima. Very nice. The other family I would like to bring forward because they sponsor the major item. I would like to invite Gaurangi to come and cut the cake. And her parents are sort of included, because they go with her. No, thank you very much. You sponsor the dresses. Well done, thank you. So please come forward.
Do you not know?
Oh, I'm sorry if I left the cat out of the bag, but please come forward. Come on, Tamal Prabhu and Radharu and Gaurangi. Is a mother here? This is the Ekadashi cake? Yeah, fine. Okay, so we'll go. Purnima, please. You come here. We'll cut this one first. Oh, this is going, getting everywhere now. So the Abhishek, what was
Light.
For
It's a mistake. Tell him that. Say it's a mistake. Say it's a mistake. Just say it's a mistake. Tell him.
CC camera, CCTV. Never look at me.
sorry, I've been corrected here. But there's a matter, come on. Sorry,
She's like, what?
do we have a sponsor for this dress?
Anybody else
We have
sponsor?
a okay, because sorry, okay, my mistake. They are the sponsors, but didn't ask me.
Gone. Last year.
It's fine. We need sponsors for dresses, please.
Anyway. Okay, so it was late payment, was it? Alright, anyway, I was just aware that some money came in. Anyway, look, okay, enough confusion. Let's enjoy the festival. Okay. Yeah. Happy birthday, Sachin Nandan, okay? Nice, simple. From Sachin Nandan. Thank you for cutting it. Thank you for sharing it. For Sachin Nandan's message is obvious. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hello, Namaste, Namaste, Namaste. Can we please take this cake away? This is the Ekadashi cake. Now we have a normal grain cake here. So that night can. No, it's okay. You're done with that one. Yeah, this doesn't matter. Yeah. So in honor of Gaurangi's Anprashad ceremony, thank you. That was a beautiful ceremony. If anybody else would like to get involved, please let us know. Hare Krishna. Take the mic, please. again, for Sachinandan. Okay.
केक खाने के लिए
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sachinandan. Happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, dear Sachinandan. Hare Krishna.
To put in the mouth.
Listen, thank you, Masa, for making the cake.
Please take this away now and take the table away. Everybody come forward. Get the flowers and passed out, please. Please pass out the flowers. I do apologize for the confusing announcement earlier.
And next year you got to stop that. Look at the jaw. Hey, sir.
Take
To the jaw.
Come on, take this away, please.
Here you go, your keys.
Take the table away, please. Take the table away. Can I please request Hare Krishna? Everybody, please, if you come forward, move the mics and everything out of the way, come forward, put the table away. Please throw in the direction the there is, but so it lands here on the paper sheet here, okay, in front of the altar. Otherwise, it is a long time to prepare the deities for taking rest in the evening of tonight, okay? But so we are requesting that in that direction, the sword lands here, okay, please. In front of the altar. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha Idam Pushpanjali Smarpayami. Twice more. Don't throw so it lands here on the paper, please. Idam Pushpanjali Smarpayami. Last. Idam Pushpanjali Smarpayami. Shri Sachinandan Janma Mahotsav ki. Gaura Purnima Mahotsav ki. Thank you very much. Quick, fire up Sachinandan, please. So while we close the curtains, then we serve the prasad.